when we were kids, we were rushing to become adults. But then also we had adults constantly tell us that life is just gonna fly by. And what if subconsciously we're rushing because we've been told this so many times that when we're in a moment that feels slower, we just subconsciously attempt to speed it up so that it goes along with the narrative that we've been hearing for years.
The feeling of us rushing is like we're feeling like we're missing the important parts of our life. So I think somewhere in there it's like I have to finish these dishes, because if I don't finish these dishes, I'm gonna miss out on like the movie of my life. I'm gonna miss out on the key point. This is taken away from my main story.
Get on my motherfucking face.
Please. Push the goddamn button.
Action.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Grae Area Podcast.
Girl.
I am Shakoya D.
Bottom line, Breezington ear.
It's your humble friend Amani.
And welcome to another episode of the Grae Area Podcast. This is a podcast where we like to break down the fabrics of life, because not everything is always black and white. Through uncommon conversations, we make... Through uncommon topics, we make conversations fun again. And we pretty much talk about whatever we feel like talking about. It could be love, it could be life, it could be music, it could be movies, it could be anything or nothing at all. We have interesting conversations and we love to bring you guys in on them. Welcome. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.
Ding.
And yeah, how y'all feeling today?
Splendid.
Incredible.
Oh, incredible. I don't know why I tried to say that in Spanish. It didn't work out, but...
How about yourself?
Increíble.
Increíble.
That's not incredible in Spanish, is it? Increíble?
Increíble. Yeah. Incredible.
Increíble.
I don't know. It's something like that. Anyways, I'm doing marvelous. Yeah, I'm doing marvelous. That's just where I'm at today. I mean, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about... let me see how I want to phrase this. We are conversing, and we're getting to the...
What?
Conversing.
I know, but...
Conversating.
Go ahead. Just say what you got.
Alright, so we're talking about rushing. So if you walk outside and just observe the world, a lot of people be in a rush. Whether you walking, whether you driving, whether you just sitting. Like, we sitting. Where you got to go? like, even the other day, I was probably at Kroger, some grocery store. Some little girl raced me to the line. I did that to an old lady before, but...
For what? You were the old lady.
I did. What you think this is? Like, grandma beat me to the lane?
To the self-checkout?
We checking out. But, yeah, so I was just thinking about, one, why are we rushing? Because once we get to wherever we're going, we're going to find somewhere else to rush to.
Mm-hmm.
And life is meant to be lived slowly and enjoyably. So, a lot of times we be rushing nowhere fast. So then I ask, where are we rushing to?
I don't know, but I will say that earlier when I was washing the dishes,
You was rushing?
I was just like speeding through, like I'm scrubbing up, and then I had to like stop myself. I was like, "What are you doing? Like the food's not done."
The dish is not even clean at this point.
No, they was clean. I was scrubbing them just like mad hard and just like fast. And it's like, you don't have to rush through this. Like, it's okay. You decided you were going to wash dishes while the food was in the oven to pass the time. You scrubbing this harder is not going to make the time speed up. So, yeah, I had to just kind of take a deep breath and just like slow down for a second. But I don't know. I don't know why we feel like, well, I think, okay, here's a thought. A lot of times, at least I'll talk from like when we were kids. When we were kids, we were rushing to become adults, right? But then also we had adults constantly tell us that life is just gonna fly by. And like, you're gonna be old before you know it. And what if subconsciously we're rushing because we've been told this so many times that when we're in a moment that feels slower, we just, I guess, subconsciously attempt to speed it up so that it goes along with the narrative that we've been hearing for years.
I feel like I hear you. I also believe that what we've seen has been everybody rushing. So I believe that the environment that we've grown to know and love and leave, and the societal norms that we were raised in and decided to choose differently is the reason why innately, positively, absolutely, graciously, we decide to rush. I feel like our default setting is to rush.
I agree.
I wouldn't say that our default setting is to rush. I think
our programmed setting.
I was
gonna
say
our default setting is to slow down. Appreciate the correction.
No problem. I was also gonna say.
My bad. That was funny. Good. No problem.
I was gonna say. I think rushing in general. I think that has a big part of it, right? To the conditioning and people telling us a certain amount of, well, just people tell us in general that our lives are gonna fly by, whatever. But I also think it's a combination of that and, excuse me, we have this. I think the point of or the feeling of us rushing is like we're feeling like we're missing the important parts of our life. So I think somewhere in there it's like I have to finish these dishes because if I don't finish these dishes, I'm gonna miss out on like the movie of my life. I'm gonna miss out on the key point. This is taken away from my main story. And I think even if we don't admit it, I think that's part of the feeling. Is like you're missing out on like the major aspects of your life, as opposed to realizing that you washing the dishes is a part of their life. It's not necessarily the most enjoyable part of the movie. Like, if we was watching the movie, they might skip that section, but we assuming that, the dishes got washed, the house is clean, or maybe sometimes you gotta watch somebody wash the dishes.
Where a lot of times they back me to the camera.
Yeah.
You never seen nobody wash the dishes in the show? It'd be like a.
I just wasn't ready for you to start describing it.
Or it'd be underneath where they'd be like in the sink and you can see the dishes and it's like their mind is racing, that kind of thing.
That was me. The camera was in the sink.
Mind racing, 5 patience, mind mason, vibrations.
You know what's wild though? The only thought that I had when I asked myself like, why am I rushing? It was like, I was just like, are you rushing to go sit down? You can sit down at any point. Nobody told you to wash these dishes. And then I was just like, but I want to wash the dishes, so I finished washing the dishes. But I slowed down though. But it goes back to like, I wasn't rushing to get to anything that I couldn't just go ahead and do. Like there was not no purpose behind me feeling like I needed to speed through the process. I think it was just like, it was kind of like programming a little bit, just kind of kicked in.
I think it goes back to like the workaholic type of thing, because the quicker you get something done, the quicker you can
move
go
on to the next thing.
Something else. So I feel like rushing, 1 is programming, and 2, if time is constantly running out, we feel like our lives will be a lot more. The word that I'm looking for is maybe productive. Like maybe productivity is connected to how much stuff I get done, not the quality of what I get done. Because if I wash all these dishes extremely fast and they still not clean, now I gotta go back and wash more dishes.
You keep saying this still not clean.
I was about to say that was the second and third. He's like, listen, if you're washing it clean, if you're washing it quick, it's not clean.
No,
like, that's how he was approaching it.
I was washing them thoroughly. I was just moving mad fast for no reason. You know,
people like to take things out of context, and then we gonna run this back, and then be like, see, you don't think you can wash the dishes?
Maybe that is the solution, so that I don't rush through the dishes anymore. You could just wash the dishes going forward. I like that.
It was like maybe getting paper plates. It's like,
but what I will say, for myself, I was never a rusher at work. Like that was never my mindset. When I was at work, I'm like, there's no point in me rushing because they're gonna give me something more to do right after this is done. Let me just finish this at whatever. Not being lazy, but I'm not about to rush through this task just because everybody here is frantic. That's just not how I was approaching it. But I think one of the things that I was feeling like was that I always had somewhere better to be. Like that was a big thing. Like, which is the whole statement people used to say back in the day, where it used to be like, "Oh, you got somewhere better to be," that kind of thing. Like, that's what it feels like. Like I actually have and sometimes you actually have somewhere better to be. Like you don't always got to be sitting there washing dishes at your job, but like, like you may have a better job, or you have a higher calling, a higher purpose, but I think we carry that I have somewhere better to be in every aspect of our lives. And I think that's part of the reasons why we be rushing. And it's like, when you realize it's a disagreement with reality, you like, I don't like how this is going. So I want to do something faster so that we can go do something else. For me, that's what kind of helped me a lot. I'm like, I don't want to have no more disagreements with reality because this thing's going to take however long it's going to take. Like, it's like me trying to make a pizza. Like, I can try and make it faster, but if I burn now my crust black, the pizza it's overdone faster. But
graciously,
expeditiously, it's overdone when it could have just been done.
Yeah. I do think it definitely is a habit a lot of times of feeling like you have somewhere better to be. I think that's like an interesting thing that I didn't think about in terms of rushing, but when you're so focused on not being in that moment, it's like a form of escapism. Like you're so focused on not being there because you feel like, okay, I have something else to do, I have something better to do, or even just like just the idea of like, I don't want to be here in this moment, or I don't want to do this thing. What I had been working on was enjoying my time washing the dishes. So that's also like when you focus so much more on just enjoying where you're at and not focusing on how can I get out of this moment, it really makes a difference on how quickly you choose to move through a moment. Because like you always say, like hindsight is 20/20. Sometimes when you rush through a moment and then you look back and then you're like, dang, I wish I didn't actually rush through that. That was actually a good time. I hated it in that moment, or I thought it was the worst thing in the world, but I didn't realize that, this was the moment that I would learn this lesson, or maybe this was the last time I would spend with this person, or, maybe this would be the last dish that I would wash that wasn't, paper, because you don't wash paper plates, So, but really just appreciating every moment, I think, is like a key to slowing down. And when you're so focused on get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here, you don't realize that there is beauty in whatever that moment is, even if it's not the most enjoyable or like your most favorite thing that you're doing. It's like it's still something there. It can still be nice. It can still be beautiful.
Do you guys like find yourself rushing like every day, or is it like just in certain scenarios do you find yourself rushing more than others?
I think this was the first time I was rushing in a long time, and that's why I noticed it. I feel like I don't rush every day, or at least I don't rush nearly as much as I used to. I think that I definitely think that I rush a lot less. I used to rush every day, every moment of my life, for the most part. Not every moment. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit. I used to rush a lot though, but it was because I felt like I was being rushed. So then that carried on over into the other things that I was doing. So I started feeling like I have to move faster on certain things when that wasn't the case. I just thought that that's what was happening.
As of late,
Slow down.
as of late, I find myself rushing when I'm going somewhere and trying to be on time. And mind you, I'll be leaving in a good enough time where I'm gonna be there on time regardless. But I find myself rushing, and I have to stop rushing because when I start rushing, if I'm driving, I get stopped at every single light. It's been happening every time. So it's like after like the third red light, I'll be like, all right, no need to rush. Relax, do my breathing, clear my mind, and yeah. But I be feeling anxious too sometimes, or like I didn't do enough. So I don't know if I be rushing, but I be trying to do more instead of just doing what I can do in this time and enjoying what's going on.
Yeah, I literally had to tell myself the other day, I give you the permission to focus on what's in front of you, because I be, at least the habit that I had developed was, even if I'm doing this one thing, I'm thinking about the next three parts of whatever I'm doing or whatever it is. And the thing that I'm focusing on, is is suffering because I'm thinking about something else. So like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just focus on this thing. I'm gonna just do this thing, and then I move on to the next thing. Sometimes it feel like it take a little longer, but it got done. You know, I don't gotta go back over it. I don't like going back over the stuff, especially because now I'm more mad than when I started. The first time I'm like, oh, I didn't want to do this to begin with. Now I gotta do it again. Wow.
Builds character.
Nah, I think my character been built, been molded like the baby head.
No, but I don't feel like I rush as much. I do want to, and I know we talked about this before. I want to learn, I guess, to really live slower so that I could figure out what my actual pace is. Because I've been living at such a rushed pace for so long. It's kind of weird. Well, it's not weird, but like slowing down sometimes feels foreign. Let's say that. So yeah, I just want to learn how to not rush in more scenarios.
Yeah, I experience anxiousness more than rushing.
Is it associated with rushing?
I was going to say define. Can you elaborate on?
Is your anxiousness associated with your rushing? So like
if I feel anxious, do I rush?
When you're, okay. When I was saying, when you rush, do you feel anxious? But also, yes, when you are anxious, do you rush?
Is a square a rectangle or is a Never mind.
I don't feel like I rush when I'm anxious. I just feel like I don't sleep. So like, I'm gonna fight my sleep so I could do more. Not so I could do more faster, but just so I could do more before the day's over, or before I go to sleep.
So, all right. Well, you said it's because you're tired, but I was gonna say, are you anxious because you're rushing?
I'll be anxious because,
like, during the times where you are rushing, are you anxious?
Yeah,
more so.
When you do rush, it doesn't make you anxious.
That's really interesting.
I don't think so.
I be getting anxious, cause then I be feeling like the rabbit in Alice in Wonderland. I'm late for a very important day. I said I'm late. That's how I be feeling. Y'all don't know? Okay, it's just me.
Oh man!
But the reason I was asking was because I know I've had times where it feels like there's not enough time in a day, or it's not enough time for me to get everything done. And in those moments, the more rushed I feel, the more anxious I feel. And really, the more anxious I feel is typically because like I'm thinking about a million other things as opposed to the thing that I'm doing. So I was asking, when you're rushing, do you feel anxious at all?
Nah. When I be rushing, I be trying to get somewhere on time. Because I stop my association with time, or my perception of time in going places, I'm not late. I could be late according to you, but according to me, I'm not late. I get there right on time.
Then why are you rushing?
Because I get there when I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, you should. Based on what you said, you should never rush a day in your life.
But when people expect you to be somewhere on time,
on their time,
on their time.
Oh.
So it's like, interview. I had an interview, guys. I wanted to get to the interview on time, and it was a drive. Like even when I went to get mom from the
airport. Train
station. When I looked, it said 13 minutes. Cool. When I get up, 30 minutes. I look, it say 9:08. I say, oh, you get here at 9:08. I got time. I actually just got here. Like, it's 8 o'clock. So.
That was actually funny. Because the times were wrong. Like, the way that they listed the times on the thing was backwards. So, it looked like the departure time of when she would be leaving the I guess, where she came from was actually the time that she would be arriving. It was weird. But, yeah. But that
be getting places. But when I be doing stuff, I don't really be rushing. Because what else I'm gonna do? Like, I'm here.
That's true. Does rushing make you anxious?
Yeah, most likely. Most of the time, yeah. Whenever I'm rushing, I'm usually anxious. Well, it's not even. It doesn't always feel like anxious, or it doesn't present as anxious. Sometimes I might be more annoyed or irritated, or it's like just those kind of feelings more so than like actual anxiousness. But nothing really good comes from me rushing. So whenever I end up rushing, it'd be messing with my mood. I'd be annoyed. I'd be like, oh, can we get a move? Like, and I'm not the fastest moving snail in the race, but you ain't got to do that. But yeah, when I start feeling that urge, it's also like things. When I start rushing, it feels like stuff just doesn't work as well in my favor as I would have liked it to, for whatever reason. It be feeling like the dominoes be falling in the wrong, like they be knocking each other over, but in the wrong direction, not in my favor. It'd be like, why is this happening now? It's like, what's like, I got 5 minutes. Why is this happening now? This is gonna take 7 minutes. I got 5 minutes. So it's like, whenever that happens, that's usually what happens to me. It's not necessarily anxiousness.
I'll be anxious. Cause then when I'm rushing, I don't want to forget anything. I don't want to. But it's interesting because like I used to be late a lot, so I used to be rushing a lot, and I would be anxious a lot. I guess it's not. I guess it was all tied together, huh?
It's the big.
Yeah.
You're anxious because you're rushing, but you're rushing because you're anxious.
Yeah, because then also it would be like a thing where I would be rushing because I'm late. I'm running late. Or maybe I'm on time, but then I step outside and realize I forgot something. So then that's an extra 10 minutes tacked on to the time. So now I'm really rushing, and then we wind up late because I had forgot something. Yeah. And he don't like being late. So.
Which is ironic enough. I move at a slower pace, but I be on time.
Yeah.
Y'all be moving at a faster pace. Y'all be late places.
But that's why we be moving at a faster pace. At least like throughout my life. No, because we
I'm like, we were at a faster pace so you could be late?
Throughout my life, like my family be late. So it's like if I know that I'm running late, then I'm rushing to get ready and and grab all of the things and do the stuff. But I'm already late though. And I don't know, I was accustomed to it. I felt weird showing up on time unless it was like a job or an interview for a long time.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow. I used to always be on time.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I used to be on time. I used to like showing up on time because that meant nobody's gonna say nothing to me when they see me leaving early.
It wasn't until I gained knowledge of self and realized that nothing start until I get there. Nothing that I need to be involved with start until I get there, and everybody else be late. Like even if I'm late, I still be early. Like I still be one of the first people there. The interviewer was late. He said, "Don't be late." He was late, but it's cool. Great interview.
That's funny. Yeah, I guess you got that from Dad, because Mom, the women, we was late. I really, up until we started dating, or even just that I met you, I think I was uncomfortable.
Wow.
Showing up early.
Yeah, it was. At the time, I didn't. I'm okay with it now, but at the time, I didn't like me showing up to a place, the whole event is going on. I gotta walk in. Excuse me, pardon me. It was just a lot going on. I just didn't like that vibe. And then it's like, or I might show up, and then they might like, perfect, sir. What's your name? Now I gotta introduce. I just came in to see what was going on. I wanted to check the vibes. Now I gotta be a part of the environment.
That never happened to me. I think subconsciously it was like a thing where I don't have to talk to anybody if I show up late because the event already started. I can just find my seat and sit down.
Yeah. And then sometimes it'd be hard to find a seat when you late. You be saying, so now I'm all the way in the back. I can't even hear the speaker. They ain't projecting how I would like. It's a lot going on.
I'm a good listener.
I read lips.
No, I don't know. I think, I didn't really. I was uncomfortable showing up on time or early to things that weren't job related. But now I'm starting to think maybe that was a social thing also. But who knows? Find out next time on. Maybe I'll find out in therapy. We'll see. But yeah, I don't subscribe to rushing anymore though. I don't subscribe to being late most of the time. It depends on what it is, I feel like. But I usually am on time now. For things that aren't work related. Yeah, I'm usually on time. 'Cause I'm an adult.
Yeah. I'm okay with showing up. I mean, I'm okay with just showing up late.
My bad.
You good? I'm okay with showing up late to parties. Cause I've showed up early to a party or on time to a party before. It was so dead. I thought that nobody was coming to the party, and then I left and came back, and I was like, oh, this done jumping. Like I was like, oh, I just came here too early. They just was.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Yeah, it was wild.
My first college party. That happened to me.
To me too. Yeah, same thing.
I was there by myself.
I'm talking to the people that's setting up. They had
earlier.
So it wasn't. It was, you know, it's crazy. I think I came an hour. I was like an hour late, like to the party. I didn't.
Was in German club.
I think so. Yeah, I was in German club.
I came to that party late too.
Yeah, I came an hour late. I didn't know that everybody was showing up 3 hours late.
Right.
So then by the time I went back, I'm like, where was y'all? Y'all waited 3 hours. There's only an hour left in the venue spot.
How late was you?
I was like,
you was with the 3 hour club?
No, I was like an hour and a half maybe. Like.
So you were setting up too?
They was set up. The music was playing and all that stuff. It was just nobody there, and then I just slept.
I slept through the first college party I was supposed to go to. I was tired.
I left and I got food, and then I don't think I went back because I was like, I don't think I went back.
Yeah, I think somebody had texted me like, "Yo, where you at?" I was like, "Where I'm at." I was there. There was nobody in the building, and he was like, "Nah, it's mad people here. Mad people." Somebody had to send out a flyer. How everybody knew that.
Mad. And mad people. I was mad there too. Got me carrying tables, DJ equipment.
Oh man.
Student.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, I just grabbed food and I went back to my room.
I miss those days.
Word.
Like
I just ate
just
anything.
grabbing food.
Right. Just ate any and everything.
I remember I used to go get a double bacon cheeseburger like often. One of the days they might have switched the chef.
Couldn't even get that one now.
They might have switched the chef, but the place got smoky. But I still ate it. And like
man, had smoky double,
maybe like
double bacon
an hour
cheese.
later, I was like, yo, my stomach hurt. I gotta go. I'll be back. So I all the way to the room. Woo!
I used to get it was a bacon, egg, and cheese with sausage added on a croissant every morning.
Yeah, I used to get it on a bagel because it was a lot easier to hold because the croissant it started falling apart. But
a lot of times I didn't eat breakfast. It was either shower or breakfast. So I had a fruit cup. So I'll go to practice. I go to practice, and then after practice was over, oftentimes I had an 8 o'clock class. So it was either shower and go to class refreshed, or go to the calf and go to class stinking, or go to the calf stinking. Yeah, I just didn't want to stink.
Yeah, this is why I chose to be a regular student in college instead of doing sports, because I just wanted to, I didn't want to have to go to practice. I wanted to see what regular student life was like.
You know what I was thinking? I was driving, right? And I was like, all the wealthy people are anti-school, like schooling system.
Yep.
But like the jobs and employers in the past, they wanted you to have all these degrees. And what if they wanted you to have so many degrees because technically the more degrees that you have, the more programming you have to be a great worker?
Probably, but also, what if it's also like the more degrees that you have, the more debt that you have.
So you have to work so you can pay this off.
But also, you're less likely to become wealthy because all the money that you're earning is going to the debt.
Yeah, that was actually a thing. Like that was actually a thing. Like that's also why they was what video was I watching? It was a combination of that and home buying. They were saying you're not gonna invest in something else because you're gonna get a high paying job to pay off your student loan, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy a house, and now you're gonna be paying that
30 years.
Yeah, so now by the time you actually freed up some capital, you owe
like 60 something. That's why now you got Social Security or your pension.
That's dwindling. They keep trying to take that away.
I was talking about back. Back with the dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
Now I was just playing. Shout out to all my elders.
Oh man, I didn't know. Yeah, I never actually thought about that. But that makes a lot of sense though, because I mean, if you only want me to work for you and you don't want me to grow past this, maybe you want me to move up in your company, but like you don't want me to leave your company, then it's like, well, I know that you're financially in a position where you need this job.
Yeah, they got me.
They did?
Yeah, I got a pinky toe in the track, like in the American track, but I'm breaking free.
Not a pinky toe?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm a survivor.
Are you?
I ain't gonna give up.
You ain't even had no student loan debt.
I didn't.
You ain't had no student loan debt?
That's why I was an athlete.
Yeah, that's why he was an athlete.
That man wasn't in the trenches.
Well, he was. He was in a different trench.
He wasn't in them school trenches.
He had to decide whether he was going to be stinking or he was going to eat breakfast. He was in a different trench. We was over here in this financial trenches. He was over here in these smelly trenches. Okay. He worked to pay off his debts while he was in school.
I hear you.
Oh man. I was like, yeah, I want to be a regular student. And yeah, that comes with student loans. And they don't not always, but I mean, I didn't retake the SAT, so I got what they gave me. But also, when they call you about them student loans, it's like I'm in my dorm room already. Like I'm unpacked. I've been here for weeks. And you're calling me now about student. I started classes. And you're basically like, when I got called like to sign up for student loans, I got a phone call like, hey, we need your money.
That didn't happen to me.
That happened to me.
That wasn't until about, I feel like it was my second. I didn't have to start paying until
not to pay, but to sign up. Cause they want you to sign up so that like you can stay here. So like you gave me a little taste of college. You let my parents move me all the way into the dorm rooms, knowing that I live not around here. Let me go to classes, see how I like it a little bit. Meet a couple people, enjoy the food, the freedom, and then you call me like, hey, so about this money for your tuition.
I didn't get that experience. Nobody called me. If they did, I did not answer. So.
No, they called me and then they sent me emails with the paperwork, and it's a lot of words. A lot of words in them papers. I couldn't rush through that, but I actually had to because they were like, you need to sign this paperwork. I don't know how you got in here without signing this paperwork, but you need to sign up for some loans.
Oh, good. I was going to ask another random question.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, did y'all rush through school, you feel like?
Which grades?
I don't think I rushed through school. I didn't want to be there, though. So I wasn't present, but I didn't rush.
I think that I didn't rush. I just really didn't want to be there. I'm thinking high school though. I don't feel like I rushed through college. If I was rushing through college, I would have graduated early. But I did my best to be more present in college. In high school, I just didn't want to be there. I didn't really like my class that much. They was cool, but I wasn't healed, you know. So, but do you feel like you rushed through school?
I wouldn't say I rushed through school. I would say similar to Breeze. I definitely wasn't always present, but it's more so I just didn't like a lot of the people I was like. I had my friends, but like then a bunch of my friends moved, and yeah, I was like, I don't really want to be here. But also, I think if there was something that I was rushing to, it was the idea of adulthood.
Yeah.
Like I was rushing, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to make my own decisions and do this and pay for it. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. Let these people hoodwink and bamboozle me.
It's because they tell you
to rush into being an adult.
They tell you don't rush into being an adult, but they don't tell you why. They just like, stay a kid forever. But it's like, but why though? Because right now you're not even letting me make my own decisions, and like, you get to make your decisions, and you think that's so cool, which it is cool. But yeah, I feel like if they tell you why, maybe give a little bit of life experiences, something to relate to. We still might not listen, but that's not the point. At least we would know a little bit more.
At least you could say, I told you so.
Right. But
I told you why.
I think that's the other thing about rushing is that you also don't realize that you're not present.
Yeah, you miss out on so much.
But you don't even know it because of the fact that, like, all right, you're just moving so fast or so focused on the next thing. And then when you look back, you be like, dang, I should have actually been more present in that moment. Like, it took me a while to even know how to be present. I still be figuring that out sometimes. To just make sure that I'm here in this moment and not thinking about the woulda, coulda, shouldas and what happened before or what could be happening next and da-da-da-da. Just being here. Whatever this moment is. Like, even in this podcast, I've had moments where I was thinking about dinner, But I'm here today. I'm focused today because I already ate.
That's funny.
No, but for real. Like, I feel like it's so important to make sure that you're present. But if you're constantly rushing, because it becomes a habit, and you don't realize that, oh, nobody else or other people aren't rushing. I didn't know other people wasn't rushing. I thought we was all rushing.
No.
In America. Get it? Rushing in America. All right.
Yes.
That was good.
Yeah, we're gonna work on them jokes. Whoa.
Y'all got any final thoughts on rushing, on anything that we talked about today?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't think I have any.
All right. Well,
any more thoughts on rushing?
If y'all, sorry, had to rewind for a second. Comment below and let us know if you feel like you rush through life. Do you rush through life? Do you are you a very present person? Do you hate rushing? Let us know your experience. But also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.
Ding!
And also, if you like this episode, you're going to love the next one. We'll see you guys next week. Bye!
Adios!
Stay blessed, stay black, people.
You say what?
Know yourself. Know your worth.
Jukebox, hit me with another jam. Get on my face. Get on my motherfucking face. Please. Push the goddamn button.